Ragnar here. How's it going out there in Ragnar land? Today I've got the Ohio president, or the president of the Ohio chapter, I should say, of the Blood and Fire Motorcycle Club. And I'm just going to let him introduce himself to you and take it from there. Go ahead.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Sean Damaris. Like Ragnar said, I'm the president of the Mercury chapter of Blood by Fire. We're based out here in Ohio. We've got members as far north as Tip City and as far south as Middletown, Franklin area. We're kind of spread all over. Um, I'm a prior service Marine. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps from 2005 to 2009. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton the whole time. Did a little bit of time in 29 Palms, and 9-month deployment overseas in Iraq. Um, Came back home, got out, moved back to Ohio. Um, then I started working for Dayton Fire Department. I was an EMT and then a paramedic with them. I was with them for about 4 years. Um, and then I moved out to the Dayton International Airport, and I'm currently an aircraft rescue firefighter paramedic out there. I've been out there for almost 10 years now. So I've got 12 years public service, another 4 with the Marines, so 16 years basically public service. Um, so our club is, like I said, Blood by Fire, Fire Military Motorcycle Club. Um, Consists of active duty, veterans, first responders, um, and then select civilians that support our cause. Our chapter here in Ohio has about 20 members, to include spouses, and we call them associate members. So we're a mix of, like I said, veterans. There's Marine Corps. There's some Army guys, and we've got some currently serving firefighters, as well as some retired firefighters, and then just some civilians that we're friends with that made the jump into it with us.
Okay. So just yeah, you mentioned a lot about the chapter and chapter membership. So if somebody's interested in joining, what's the requirements to join your club?
So membership is we're non-discriminatory. Don't discriminate against any type of bike either. The only requirement there is that it has to be at least a 750cc. So that way, just when we're riding on the highway, nobody's got like a 250 and they're half a mile back behind the pack. So basically, there's you approach one of the members. If we don't already know you, there's at least a 3-month hang around process, so everybody can kind of get to know each other and make sure it's a good fit. We really look at this as a family. I'm closer with a lot of the guys in the chapter than I am my actual blood relatives. So we're a really tight knit family. We've been together. This chapter officially has been together 2 years. About half of us were part of a motorcycle club previous, and then the other half are friends of members that kind of saw what we were wanting to start and joined in. So like I said, we're really tight knit, so we're very protective of who we let in, just because we don't want to basically bring in any drama. So yeah, there's a minimum of a 3-month hang around process. Make sure everything's good, and then we have once you're voted in as a prospect, we have a minimum of 9 months of a prospecting period. During that time, you're assigned a sponsor. You're expected to, learn our history, learn the bylaws. We have a minimum number of miles that you have to complete with another chapter member, and then with the group as a whole, just so that we can ensure that you're comfortable riding in a group. Because a lot of people out there have never ridden in a larger group, and don't know group dynamics. So we want to make sure that we're safe ourselves, and that we're also not endangering anybody else that we come across.
Now, so you're saying that does it have to be? Well, you said civilians too that like the
Mm-hmm.
cause. So you're letting other fire, military. What about like EMTs that they qualify, or
Correct.
paramedics
Yep.
and things like that? Any
Yep.
first responder? Okay.
Yep.
All right. And is it a national club or is it just kind of a local thing?
No, so we're national. So we've got we're based out in New Jersey. We've got three chapters out there, and then we also have a chapter down in South Carolina in the like Ware Shoals, Waterloo area, and then New Jersey. They're just spread from north to south. Um, there's a pretty good distance out there between those guys.
Okay. Is it a fairly new club or has it been around a while?
About 4 years. So like I said, it was kind of an offshoot of a different club that a lot of us were a part of. That um, not to besmirch them. I mean, I still have a lot of respect for the club as a whole, but there was some internal issues, and basically a group split off and kind of discussed what we wanted to do. We were all brothers, and we wanted to make sure we stayed in contact, and having a patch like kind of anchors you together. I mean, as much as you're going to ride with people that you ride with anyways, I mean, having that patch on your back kind of forces you, for lack of a better term, to make sure that you're getting together and seeing people and maintaining those bonds and that brotherhood.
Right, right. So are you guys like chartered by the COC in the state that you belong into, or are you just kind of on your own? Or how does that work?
No, so we're just independent. Um, when we launched, we did approach our national approach, the other clubs in the area, just to give them the due respect that they're deserved. But we're not a member of COC or anything like that. We're strictly independent. We don't support anybody. We try to make it to as many functions as we can, and we try to show support to everybody, but we don't officially support one club or another.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, it's all good stuff. And I guess I tell everybody I kind of met some of your guys while I was at the bike night that is
Yep,
down in 1572 barbecue in
yep,
Waynesville area in Ohio. So that's kind of how I kind of heard about your club. So I figured it'd
mhm,
be kind of cool to get you guys on and talk about this stuff and get you some exposure and all that. But the other
absolutely. Yeah, we
thing
appreciate it.
I was interested in is they were talking about a fundraiser coming up that I
Yep,
thought was pretty cool because instead of your regular go, to a pub or a bar, what have you, it's you're shooting stuff, right? So
correct.
now,
Um,
now I wanted to shoot while I was riding, but I guess that's not allowed. So,
no,
but
so
yeah,
the
why don't you
ranges, I
tell
don't
us?
think they'd appreciate that.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your fundraiser.
So yeah, this year it'll be our second annual Scoot and Shoot. We had the first one last year. They coincide, so I believe it's typically the second week of September is like National Mental Health Awareness Week. Um, so we did it to coincide with that. We'll, I'll touch more on that, but so basically we just kind of had this idea of none of us are really. I never really enjoyed doing traditional poker runs where everybody wants to ride from bar to bar. Like, to me, that's not a great idea. I mean, yeah, I know the guys that I'm with, we're not riding around and drinking, but that guy that's next to you, you have no idea, you have no idea, A, just their normal skill level, when they're not impaired, and then you'd have no idea what they've been, doing throughout that whole ride. Um, so we kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. We didn't want to do just a destination ride. I mean, I feel like everybody, in this general area has done a good majority of anywhere that we would want to take them. So we wanted to do something a little unique. Um, and this just kind of popped into our head, like, hey, what's better than motorcycles and guns? Like, let's marry the two together. So um, last year was the inaugural ride. It was kind of our proof of concept year. We wanted to see if it was something that was even feasible, that was safe, that people would be interested in. We had about 110 individual participants for a first year ride, which we felt was pretty good. Um, we ended up raising just over $6,500 for Ohio Assist, which again I'll touch on again. Um, So yeah, we decided we want to do it. We want to make it a yearly thing. So it's going to be typically that second Saturday in September. It just depends on um, where that National Suicide Awareness Week falls. But this year it's going to be September 16th. We start and end at Rip Rap Roadhouse. Jason out there has been fantastic in supporting us, and we just feel that they've got just a unbelievable area, to host events. Um, we'll have a band again this year, the same one as last year, Triple Shot. They're a cover band. They do basically 70s through 2000s rock. They donated their time last year. They went ahead and donated again this year. They play for about 3 to 4 hours. So like I said, we couldn't be happier to have them back, especially with them not charging anything. But so yeah, it's like I said, begins and ends at Rip Rap Roadhouse. It's your typical poker run. It's not led. It's at your own pace. We're going to give you the map with a list of the ranges that we're going to. You ride at your own pace. Ride with your buddies. Ride by yourself. Follow the group. Just kind of do your own thing. Basically, yeah, you go to each range, and we'll have targets set up that are it's basically just a deck of cards printed on a target. So you shoot for your hand instead of just randomly drawing cards. A couple of them you're going to shoot at the back basically of the playing card, so it'll still kind of be like a blind draw. We don't want that expert marksman coming in and just plinking off 5 aces. So we do still have a little bit of randomness in there, but then the other ones will be you're able to see your target, so you can if you need
That's cool.
a certain card, you can aim for it and try and get that
Yeah,
one.
that's awesome.
So yeah, last year we only had 2 ranges. Like I said, a lot of places were just still kind of iffy on having that many people come in and out of one basically firing lane. We had no issues last year. We're at Vandalia Range and Armory, right there by the airport, and then we actually used the range out at the Dayton Anglers Club property in like Bethel area. Um, like I said, had no issues. Kind of proved the concept that this is something that people are actually interested in. So we've got 4 on board this year. We're going back to the Anglers Club and Vandalia Range. And then we also have Safe and Sound Outfitters in New Carlisle. So they're just a gun shop right now, but they're opening up a new property that they're going to have a range right there in downtown New Carlisle. And then we're also one of the biggest not criticisms, but biggest advice basically was that people want to do a little bit more of a ride, not just stay super local. So we got Middletown Sportsman Club on board. So we're actually going to send guys down there, and you'll actually be able to shoot a couple shots at. They've got skeet down there. So
That's cool.
we're not quite sure how we're going to do that with with shooting a clay pigeon and tying that to a playing card. We still have to iron that out. We've got a few different ideas, but we thought that was kind of cool because I know personally, like I said, I've been around guns for 15 years. I've never shot skeet. I don't think I'll have a chance to do it in September. But I think it's kind of a cool thing that maybe not a lot of people that are into guns and motorcycles have ever really done. So we thought that was kind of a
Yeah,
nice little change of pace too.
Skeet's pretty tough too. I mean, the
Yeah,
now if you do trap, I'm down. I could hit those guys pretty easily,
yeah,
but the skeet's pretty tough, especially if you've
yeah.
never done it before. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
So basically, the way we had
Do
it
we
last year. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
do we get to bring our own guns?
So yes, if you wanna shoot your own weapons, like I said, last year we did not allow that just because we didn't want to add in that extra safety concern, basically, of people drawing on the line and shooting. Um, this year we have no problems with it. Quite frankly, we welcome it because at the end of the day, the more people that shoot their own weapons, that just saves us on ammo cost and allows us to donate more money, to our cause. So yeah, we're gonna do pistols at two of the ranges. Obviously, there'll be a shotgun down at Middletown Sportsman Club, and then we'll have an AR or some type of variant at the Dayton Anglers Club. And then
Okay.
it's always an option too if somebody's not comfortable with guns, but they still want to do the poker run, or say they're comfortable with pistols and not an AR or rifle, whatever it would have be, or the shotgun. We always have the option too that you're able to just draw a card, from the deck like your normal poker run. So we don't want to scare anybody off, that might be a little timid with weapons. It's you're able to just draw cards as well.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm definitely going to be there, and I'm pretty
Awesome,
sure I'll bring a pretty good group of folks with me. We
fantastic, yeah.
didn't we didn't know about it last year, but yeah, I've already kind of advertised it around our club, uh, and I know I'll be there for sure because I love shooting. So and
Yeah,
I want to shoot my new Glock 10 mil. So I will bring that along, and I got
heck
an
yeah.
AR. I'll bring the AR too. Uh,
But yeah, if somebody doesn't
yeah,
have their
yeah,
own weapons, they'll all be provided. We'll have weapons and ammo at each of the stops. So, if somebody doesn't have their own, and once again, we're more than accommodating. We'll have stuff at each stop that you're able to shoot. If somebody wants to come that doesn't ride, we more than welcome, vehicles. I've said it on Facebook a couple times, planes, trains, automobiles, cars, helicopters, whatever you want to come in, we'll gladly make room and welcome you in to help raise money for Ohio Assist.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about your who you're giving money to and kind of what that's for and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. So Ohio Assist is it's actually ran through Ohio Department of Public Safety. It is a 3 day. They call it PCIS. It's a post critical incident seminar. Um, so basically, what it boils down to is they do them Columbus area typically, just because that's kind of central to everybody in the state. It's a 3 day, basically PTSD seminar. It's completely free to any participant, and they're open to, you know, first responders, EMTs, firefighters, paramedics, police officers, dispatchers, veterans, active duty. Any of that Ohio, public services, um, you're able to attend. And not only that, they will also, you're allowed to bring, they term it as a support person. So, you can bring, your spouse, somebody you work with, whatever the case may be. Um, so it's basically set up, it's a 3 day event. Um, it starts Monday morning. They do, group breakfast. You kind of meet everybody. And then, you go into the banquet hall at the hotel. I was a participant, and I brought my wife with me. Um, like I said, I deployed to Iraq. I've been in some random situations, with the fire department, with um, you know uh, violent crimes and stuff like that. Walking in there is probably one of the scariest things that I've ever done, and you can see it in the room, and you can feel it in the room. I mean, you've got anywhere from 30 to 40, just straight alpha personalities, that are, just trained to just push everything down and bottle everything down. And now you're telling us, hey, we're going to come into this room. And not only are we going to come into this room with everybody else, but you are going to tell your story and why you were there. Um, so basically, the first day, like I said, the tension is just palpable. And you basically, um, you just go around the room and just kind of like we did. You give a brief, introduction, and kind of give your background and tell why you're there. Um, and that's the whole first day, and it is quite emotional. The group that I was with, there were some just unbelievable stories. Um, so then you break that evening. They provide all the food. You go to dinner. They've got massage therapists that are there, yoga instructors and stuff for after hours. Um, the second day, they break you down into smaller groups that are kind of more based on, um, not really your background, but kind of why you're there. Um, so they break you up into little groups, and you go into a different room and have basically like group therapy, for lack of a better term. I mean, there's a counselor in there, and they, you kind of talk a little bit more on coping mechanisms, and they go over some other stuff. And then the third day, there's some more stories from instructors, and then they kind of cut you loose. But you meet a bunch of other people that are there. You gain contacts in your general area for um, counselors, and not just counselors, but counselors specific to our line of work, which is kind of hard to find. I mean, the general public kind of has an idea, but I mean, you can tell stories, and they're definitely put off. So having a counselor that is familiar with that is definitely a nice touch. Um, they have, like I said, different PTSD specialists. There's probably, if there's 40 participants, there's probably 40. They call them peers that are there. So they're with you the whole time. All of them are volunteer. They're with you the whole 3 days. To the point where, like, if you get up to go to the bathroom, somebody's walking with you. They ensure that you have a peer with you at all times to make sure that nothing's getting overwhelming. Um, and like I said, they give you all the contact info you need. Um, I'm still in contact with some of the people that I went through the class with, that I was, they were complete strangers on day one. And, like I said, I still chat with some of them. I'm Facebook friends with a lot of them. Um,
It's
so
cool.
it's an amazing program that unfortunately not a lot of people know about, and even fewer people take advantage of. And that's kind of
Yeah,
their whole
yeah,
thing, is trying to end that stigma of, you're not weak if you admit that you need help. That's actually the hardest thing to do, is especially, like I said, with that type A personality, saying, hey, I'm not okay. I need to, figure something out
yeah,
and try to get better. Um,
yeah.
so yeah,
I
they're
get
they're
that.
doing great work. Yeah, they're doing great work. Steve Click is the main guy out there. Him or Lisa will more than likely be at the ride. Lisa was there last year, and she can, either one of them are definitely more articulate on the program than I can ever hope to be. Um, but like I said, it's an amazing program. We looked at a lot of different recipients to try and give back to. And we didn't want, not that there's anything wrong with the huge national mega charities, but we wanted something local. We wanted to affect change, you know, in our local communities, and Ohio as a whole. So what Ohio Assist is doing definitely fits that bill, and yeah, they're fantastic, great group of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I actually ride with the guy who fought on Hamburger Hill.
Oh
So,
wow, that's
uh,
incredible.
yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, talk about a story,
Yeah,
yeah, he actually lost an eye on fighting on Hamburger Hill. So maybe I
wow.
can get him out on a run. He usually does a lot of the poker runs and stuff like that. So,
Okay,
but hey, yeah, I appreciate you coming on and giving this information. Hopefully, this will reach some folks. Number one, to get you some support for your fundraiser,
yep,
and number two, maybe to get them out to take advantage of the services that you've been talking about. So
absolutely.
definitely
Yeah, Ohio
appreciate
Assist
you.
is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you taking the time. Um, but we'll go ahead and say goodbye to the crowd out there, and I will definitely see you in September. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Definitely come on up and say hi. Look forward to meeting you in person.
all right, yeah, Ragnar out.